If you're looking for public speaking classes for kids, I would love to recommend Outschool public speaking classes to you. It can be a bit challenging as a homeschooler to find a good public speaking class, and it's not really that easy to practice public speaking at home unless you have a really big family or lots of friends. Although I do think that is the ideal scenario if you can put together a local homeschool class for your kids. But the Outschool public speaking classes are really great. So if you go to Outschool and you search for public speaking, there are a lot of courses that pop up immediately. You can sort them by grade, subject. We already have public speaking, so that's not that useful. Your schedule. And then there's also an option to search by class type. So for sure, for public speaking, I would recommend live meetings instead of self-paced. That means that you're all meeting together as a group or one-on-one. Self-paced would be meaning that you would watch recordings. In terms of size, for public speaking, unless your child has a lot of anxiety, I would recommend a small group setting because it can be challenging to actually learn public speaking well if you're simply working one-on-one with the teacher, because you don't have the same opportunity to observe other people practicing their public speaking skills. In terms of homework and assessments, I really would not look for a class with homework. I just think children should be learning during the class. They shouldn't have to do activities outside of class, and it's just a bit challenging as a kid to self-organize like that. So these are the top options that come up. I think the way that they organize it, for example, here you see Eric has 4.9 stars, 1,200 reviews. So the highest reviews are first. This one is 4,000 people have taken this class. And you can see there's a mix of individuals and companies. I always like to support individuals, but some of these companies are really great. So let's take a look here at the first class that shows up from Professor JD. And yeah, so here we have Professor JD. I always think you can watch a video here. So if you want your kid to watch that video, they can see already if that seems like a teacher that they resonate with. He has a star educator badge, which is pretty cool. Although I will say it is worthwhile to look through some of the new teachers who might not have a lot of reviews yet, because sometimes they're really fantastic and they're just starting out. But this person has taught a lot of classes, so there's an opportunity to learn a lot about them, what's included in the lessons, how much practice you get. It's really important that your child gets a lot of opportunity to practice, and especially if they are a little bit kind of quieter. You can try it for free. I think this is just try your first. Outschool has this kind of weird system of credits instead of just giving a dollar amount. So, but you can see it costs about $160, 8 weeks. Pretty good deal. It's about $20 per class. So, yeah, you can see learning overview, schedule, information about the teacher. I always think that's the most important. Yeah, so he has been in a lot of speech and debate clubs. Now, one thing that I would recommend is that if you're not necessarily so much into that whole debate public speaking, you might want to go with a teacher who's a little bit more of an actor type. So, for example, you could go for a teacher who has a little bit more acting experience. That is a little bit of a different approach than somebody who's, for example, this class by Dr. Julie Connor. She seems to have a little bit more of an acting background. So, yeah, if you are thinking about learning public speaking, this is a United Nations model for someone who's more into social activism. I think this can be a really great resource for your kids and a great way to get a jump start on their public speaking. Hope this is useful to you. And if you have tried out a public speaking class on Outschool that you enjoy, please do drop a link in the comments and tell our community about it, because I think parents are going to be really curious to know about what types of teachers you liked on Outschool or even on other platforms. And have a great day.